commander at Kainerugaba, has crossed a red line, and now the U.S. must reevaluate its security partnership, which includes sanctions and military cooperation with Uganda. The president's son and likely successor cannot just delete tweets and issue hollow apologies. The U.S. will not tolerate this level of instability and recklessness when American personnel, U.S. interests, and innocent lives in the region are at stake.
Pressure and tensions from the sanctions Uganda is likely to face continue to escalate pressure in the State House of Uganda. Nkugamba olutalo lw'amaanyi nnyo Gen Muhoozi wamu ne taata we Gen Museveni akaguta ati bwabula ebyawe si birungi ogenda kumbuza ate batya wetulukalire obutambi ne videos nze kuletedde mu maaso ogenda kubeera nga obinyooka naye nga tunagendayo nga buli enkola yaffe eno video made nsabosoko kimpireka like bumaze subscribing. This is a developing story. Tunobaletera part 2 katuwo subscribing oba ogifunirawo mu budde awo wenyini katutandikire ne kyatulese olunaku olwaleero. Senate mu America avuddeyo n'ategeezebwa nga Uganda n'agamba President Museveni wamu ne mutabani bwe ekyokuvaayo ne mutandika okubeera nga mutiisatiisa America ategenda kubeera nga ebikiriza. Olaba Iran inazinyukira bomu inazi missiles z'amaanyi atekirizibwa okubeera nga ekanga America naye kati ku Uganda otandika batya okukanga ki United States of America olwo kati gwe Uganda abikibi obubeera bagamba nkugamba olutalo lw'amaanyi njagala osooka owulirize ono mukulu ng'akunywera biki ebibaddewo tumale tweyongereyo n'ensonga lwaki His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi baagala okubeera nga bameya.
Just an hour later, Kainerugaba, who is also President Museveni's son, made a U-turn. He deleted the post and issued an apology to the US. It all started with a post on X, which is Kainerugaba's favourite place to wage wars and attack his enemies. This is what he posted.
Because of the present situation where an opposition leader kidnapped himself and is missing, and according to our best intelligence, he did all this in coordination with the current administration at the U.S. Embassy in our country. We, as UPDF, suspend all cooperation with the current administration at the U.S. Embassy in Kampala.
And in a separate post, Museveni's son also issued a threat to foreign powers who may attempt to protect Bobi Wine in the future.
I want to say this only once. Any foreign powers that attempt to smuggle Bobi outside the country are going to create a serious rupture in relations.
But soon, Kainerugaba reversed his stance. He deleted the post within an hour of putting it up and shared this message.
I want to apologize to our great friends at the United States for my earlier tweets that I have now deleted. I was being fed wrong information. I have spoken with the U.S. ambassador to our country, and everything is okay. We are going to continue our military cooperation as usual.
And this was pretty quick. Now, Museveni's son was unusually quiet during the election campaign, but as soon as his father was declared the winner, he resumed his inflammatory online postings. And his top target has been Bobi Wine. Kainerugaba has said that the manhunt is underway and that he will catch Bobi Wine either dead or alive. He has also denied allegations that his men assaulted Wine's wife Barbie during a military raid at their home. Wine has accused President Museveni of rigging elections, which were marred by an internet shutdown while the opposition was either sidelined or silenced. During the election campaign, Wine said that he would welcome Trump's intervention in Uganda, just like how the US captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
And I believe that any assistance that comes our way is helpful. However, that assistance should not be to take over our country. That's why I firmly believe that the responsibility to liberate our country, to govern our country, and to move it forward lies entirely with the people of Uganda.
Well,
nabagambye dda omukulu Gen Muhoozi wonna wali agamba obugoma agaliwa ogenda kubeera ng'obinnyoko omukulu Hanalukola amwogeza ddembe alina kyayogera olunaku olwaleero ku radio ya Balamu oba omuyita Minisita Balamu ate beewunyiza bannayuganda baaganya okuteeka abaana ba NUP wansi naddala bano ba presenters baba balowooza abanamateeka oba aba MPs ba National Unity Platform just bantu ba bulijjo osokolabe
ku bonna ani amwogera propaganda
asemyeyo okwogera
gavumenti yayogera propaganda
gwe ogoberera ebyogerwa ogobererwa ebitwitingibwa byo
tuli ku nsonga ya protest vote musaya basajja ba NUP bagamba ensi nti banoonya akalulu bakalonde bakakuume ate bwe kabaamu amakuba agatali matuufu bakabanje. Wembuuliza Honorable nti nga tetubalaba kutuukiriza bino mwabikomyawa.
Naffe tetubalaba mmwe bannayuganda. Naffe tetubalaba, igwe Peterson tetukulaba.
Nange nabirimu.
Gwe eggwanga gw'olaba Gen Museveni alitambuza bulungi. Gwe bw'otunula olaba nga ebyo bye byalivaayo, byebyo bye balangirira, byebyo bannansi bye baasalawo. Oli musanyufu. Fate tetwagala kugenda mu makubo nga Gen Museveni yafuna akalulu akamu ku buli 10 ge yakwata mu mwaka gw'ekinaana. Oluvannyuma lw'akalulu ak'ekinaana aka Desemba. Jjukira omwaka ogwaddako Gen Museveni yagenda mu nsiko. Naye bwe yali agenda mu nsiko yagenda kulwanirira akalulu ka DP. Omanyi gye yagenda Luweero. Yafaanana nga bw'olaba omusajja agoba eriyaaye nga libbye akasawo k'omukazi ku luguudo. N'amugoba n'amukwata n'akamuggyako ate n'akambala. Omusajja ono ye n'agenda nakeeka nga takaddiza mukazi oli gwe bakabbyeko. Gen Museveni yasuubiza bajjajjaffe, bataata baffe, bannyaffe nti munnyambe tulwane tuleete demokrasiya mu Uganda. Kuba mulabye obubbi bw'obululu, mulabye enfuga embi, mulabye okukozesa obubi amagye. Naye bwe yamaliriza ekyo, okuva olwo bannansi yabawuddiisa tewabanga demokrasiya.
If you are joking with this, then we are on a time bomb, we are on a sleeping volcano. So the eminent persons, the religious leaders, the pastors, you have to reach out to the president. And we have a national dialogue. This is even where we can start having discussions of government of national unity.
They're not pursuing it.
Let me tell you, that is a wrong statement. The state should look for Bobi Wine now. Because if you wake up tomorrow and find him dead on the shores of Lake Victoria, assuming some terrorists get him.
Okay, I love the fact that we still have people like Honorable Odong Oto who still have humanity in them. When he's speaking there, you see, he's trying to communicate humanity, togetherness. He's worried about, he's not only communicating humanity and togetherness, but he's also worried about where Uganda is really going right now, or what could come out of what the government of Museveni doesn't care about. But I wanted to remind you one thing, Honorable Odong Oto. I guess you've been in this government for some time. You must have realized and known the truth about the government of Museveni. I want to again tell you that that is a rebel group running the government or running the country. They captured the country in 1986. The rebel group of NRM is the diplomatic wing of NRA and Afro-Nasa rebels. Now this is where it becomes worse. Why? When you're communicating there, they don't see you like a human being because they don't have humanity. Rebels have no humanity. Remember, in rebels, when a country is run by rebels give orders. They don't have laws. They don't give laws. They give orders. If you can differentiate the two, then you know what I'm talking about. Now, this is why what you communicate does not make sense to them. You're communicating humanity and worry about what may come out of this. Where are we going as a country? Afro-Nasa and NRA rebels, when they came, they did not leave the diplomatic wing that used to go on TVs, run the country. It is the same people that were busy. Because one thing you must know about rebels, they may send the diplomatic wing. It is in the middle of, peace talks. But this side, they are busy killing people, rooting and doing all the things. So this is where this is what maybe you may be knowing, but you're trying to ignore, or maybe you don't understand. The NRA wing, the Afro-Nasa wing that was always killing people, torturing, is the one that came and became the diplomatic wing. So they ran the two. It would be better if the diplomatic wing, there was a diplomatic wing, maybe the NRA rebels, the real who committed crimes and atrocities were aside. But now you can see that the same people that were in the rebel wing. They are the ones running the country. That's why you see even today they are correcting all themselves. The Rwashandes are coming on board. Everyone, the majors, the generals, they are coming back on board because they still feel like if they don't run the country how they used to do in 1980s up to 86, killing, torturing, and you see all you can mention, but you can see what they are doing right now. They are losing the country, or they are losing power. In other words, they are being swept away. So that's why now they bring back. They are bringing back their core, criminals, to make sure that they keep their steering wheel of torturing Ugandans and killing the country. So they would never listen to what you're explaining, Mr. Odongoto. But I really appreciate that we still have people like you who are in that, of course, legislative council that have humanity.